Man, I love that sound of the JomezPro video opening up. Here we are on the back nine of the final round of the United States Women's Disc Golf Championship. This is the final PDJ major of the year. This coverage was brought to you by the PDJ and JomezPro Patreons. I'm Paige Pierce.
And I'm Zoe Andyke. I'm so excited you guys came back to join us for this action in the back nine. Look at the leaderboard here. Tattar has a one-stroke lead over Pierce, 13 down and 12 down. And then we have Catrina and Paige tied at 6 down for this card. However, in third and fourth place, Rebecca Cox and Sarah Holcomb. Everybody's checking the U-disc at this point. Everybody's super focused on their shots and hopefully controlling their nerves. I can't wait to see what happens. Hole 10, par 3, 387 feet. There's water in the middle of the fairway. It's a pond you have to choose to lay up or go over. I'm certain we're going to see everyone on this lead card throwing it over, trying to get inside of the circle for that birdie look. And I mean, this hole's pretty fair. You just kind of have to see your straight line and penetrate.
Absolutely. Kristin up first. She's going with her St. Pro here. A little bit late out of the hand, but just perfect.
Inside of that.
Really.
Wow.
As close as she could get it to that right side without hitting it. And she's going to be on the green, actually past the basket, looking at a birdie putt.
Wow.
This is my bio defender here.
This one has a little bit of flip up to it usually.
It does, but not once you come over the top of it.
Yeah. But staying safe either way. And that's important at this point. You know, nobody's wanting that OB stroke, so you're safe. You're going to have a chance.
Catrina now trying to get a little turn on it, and look at how beautiful this is flying right towards the basket, but it's losing speed and hyzering out just short and outside of the circle. But on the green, she has a chance for this birdie. And the first time that we've seen water all week that we're throwing over is on this hole. So, you know, it adds another element to the mental game. And, Paige is unfortunately finding it and having to go to this drop zone.
And she executes a good shot off the drop zone, putting herself not too far from the basket. It's exactly what you need after, you know, taking that unfortunate OB right there. Sidearm Marshall. Par. A stress-free par right there. I mean, it's about as good as it gets unless you're hitting chains.
Yeah. Yeah, it was more than I could ask for from right there, so.
And Kat giving it a chance, and she's just going to go ahead and tap out for her par. It was a great drive and a great attempt. Par is an even score. No damage. Kristin with the 2-putt. Boom.
Ooh, extends the lead.
Now,
2 shots.
That right there is definite mojo change. I mean, she has 2 strokes on Paige right now. That was a huge birdie for her to card.
Absolutely. And also just the confidence on the putting green when, like we spoke of, there's so many nerves that are going through our bodies right now. And also it's 90 degrees. We're out here sweating. And if you can get a 2-stroke lead, connect on a 25-foot putt, you're feeling good.
Hole 11, par 3, 225 feet. It's all uphill. It feels like it plays a little more like 275 feet. I know a lot of the females that I was playing with, they were going back and forth between mid-ranges and fairway drivers, which a lot of us at this distance are usually blasting a putter.
Kristin this is her judge. Low and fast, sliding it up there. This is a great play. I really love this play on this hole.
Again, you guys, she's putting so much spin on that and keeping it low that it has no choice but to get some forward projection on the ground action.
And this is such an important drive for me. I got to get myself up there and get a putt. She just went 2 strokes up, and she's got it inside the circle. Look, that's a shot I can't miss, and unfortunately I did.
And Catrina hitting the center of the fairway, almost just a little bit off because the disc hyzer's out. Could be obstructed from the basket there.
Paige Bjerkaas.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's
such
what
a beautiful
everyone
shot.
wants to see. That's like one of the most perfect shots in disc golf. Very satisfying. Yeah, let's get that
All right,
FollowFlight.
give it a FollowFlight. It deserves it. This is her sear. She just started bagging this. Ooh, almost
Man,
skipped
it
off the
almost
root
went
and
in.
in. That would have been incredible. Katrina now with a soft sidearm, just getting right up under the basket.
You know, I love how many sidearms she's actually choosing to throw. It's a definite utility shot for her. Oh, that little tree just redirecting what was on line to go into the chains.
Yeah, can't hit a tree if you're trying to go in the basket, but I had to get close. Oh, and
Whoa.
fortunately for me, Kristin misses this, but that is not something you want to see at this moment. But also fortunate for her, she still has a 2-stroke cushion, and she's not going to lose a stroke. This is great.
Yeah, and you know, this right here, this putt is very important. Great focus, you know, way to swallow your nerves and just ignore them, make the putt and move on. Kristin's probably a little disappointed there, but also, like you said, still has a 2-stroke lead.
Yeah, and if there's ever a time to miss a putt,
It's a birdie you want to
yeah,
miss.
absolutely.
And moving on to hole 12. We're back out in the open just to go back into the woods. It's a par 4, 525 feet, complete elevation loss. You cannot see the basket or the green or most of the fairway from the tee pad. Got to throw a turnover and expect to land somewhere center cut so that you can get into the mouth of the green, the opening there. Bjerkaas with the box. Throwing a nice turnover, just keeping it at head height so that it will sail down. Didn't hit any branches in front of her. Great spot to be.
Yeah, we had a long backup on this hole, and it's back into the open, so it's even hotter than it was when we started this round, and we are all getting a little fatigued out here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great drive. The only thing wrong with it is it just didn't find shade. Paige is looking for the shade there. I mean, looking to sail this drive. Definitely had some early tree action, however, is in the open.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't terrible news. It's actually best case scenario that you're out in the open for your upshot. Kat throwing a roller here on this downhill hole. She had a great shot on her roller on day one. I think like the second longest drive in the whole field, actually, to Paige Pierce, which we got to see that action on Friday's coverage. That one didn't flip up as much as she wanted to. It ended out to the left, but great distance either way. Upshot by Paige Pierce here, coming in just to the mouth. Looks to be a pretty good spot to me. I mean, you just want to be able to get into the green. Kristin trying to attack the green, as you can tell, and gets herself in there for a putt.
All right, pin high.
Wow.
Paige here with her judge. Nice hyzer flight there. Finds herself inside the circle. Oh, little bit of a roll backwards,
Ground
but
action there. Yeah, but she's in the circle. That's a good shot.
Katrina now, this is where her drive landed. Just a short little chip into the green from there. And that was such a good roller.
Yeah.
It traveled in the air for so long before it hit the ground on that roller angle.
Giving it a bid, but hitting some early low-hanging branches, leaving Paige probably about a 22, 23-footer for the birdie.
All right, Paige.
Bjerkaas.
Great connection there. 2 birdies in a row. Moving up to 7 under par.
And making sure that par goes in. Haven't lost. I mean, you know, it's never a bad thing to card a par. I know you want that birdie on this hole, but par's all right. Katrina, just coming up a little bit short for her birdie.
So Kristin, she hits this. She gets a 3-stroke lead.
Whoa.
And she does.
We want to thank all of the Patreon supporters, 2,117 of you. You guys made this coverage happen, and we couldn't be more thankful. Katrina tapping out for her par there. And man, this is some exciting disc golf. Moving on to hole 13. It's a par 4, 420 feet. The second of 2 water holes on this course to be played, the only 2 in the entire tournament. You must have your drive find the fairway, and you want to throw a straight shot, landing just a little bit left fade in order to even be able to see the mouth opening to get to the basket. If you're too far left, you're completely pinched off and you're going to have to throw a layup. Right side's much more friendly.
Paige doesn't have to worry about left or right, dead straight with her judge, and she is in the landing spot.
She's so good at those straight, flat shots.
Yes, she is. Kristin now with her judge. Powerful hyzer stand-up shot. Look at that shot.
She threw that hard.
And it keeps finding some ground action.
And putter went out of bounds.
Deep. It was too good.
Man. Paige with her Marshall here. Trying up the right side of the fairway, but gets an ugly kick over to the left about halfway up the first part of the fairway.
Catrina now with this hyzer flip putter and a great kick over. Like you said, if you're left, you have no chance. So that 20-foot kick there may be the difference in her laying up and her going for it.
As you can see, Paige just had to do a jump putt to get to that mouth opening. It was a smart golf shot because you don't have anything else there. Kat actually was open there for the hyzer layup to the basket and executes well. I mean, that's probably about 13, 15 feet away.
And I decide I need to run this one. Kristin's got me by 3, and she's looking to pick up another here.
Good run. I mean, you gave it the height, the hyzer angle. It was about the best you could do. And you'll be parked for your par. Paige Bjerkaas underneath the basket for her birdie tap-in, stress-free. And Kristin is just trying to keep it smooth and land that stress-free birdie tap-in. Or excuse me, that's going to be her par because she found the out-of-bounds. Smart play, though, either way. So no change in the momentum here. Paige gets her par. And as we just saw, Kristin is parked for her tap-in par.
And looking at UDisc at this moment, Rebecca Cox is 5 under for the round, bogey-free, and Sarah Hokum is at 4 under, bogey-free. These girls are making a charge from the second card, and they're looking for a podium finish.
I mean, it just makes me smile thinking about the excitement, the energy, the determination from second card all the way up to this lead card. This is a powerful event. It is hole 14, par 3, all of 230 feet around this hairpin, take a right, dogleg corner. I mean, it's so drastic. I had to decorate it up with a long description.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did a great job. Nice.
I mean, if you had blinkers for your disc, you'd have to put the extreme 90-degree right-hand turn on this one.
Paige is opting for the cheater gap, the locals say, over the bushes on the right side. She unfortunately doesn't get it high enough. It's going to clip some branches and drop her down. Katrina's looking to correct on that and get it higher.
And she's also going for the cheater gap.
Oh, yes.
And clears it.
This is the best shot I've seen that way on this
I almost just started clapping like the gallery. That was amazing. It might have messed up the sound here. All right.
Kristin opting for the defender sidearm wide and high, letting it drop into the fairway. This doesn't ever get you to the basket, but it gets you a chance for a long putt.
And breaking down the hole like that is good golf. You know, I mean, she does have that bid. Taking it wide with the Anheuser putter shot here.
Quite a bit wider than I wanted to out of my hand. I knew it wasn't going to be good. I'm going to find the woods early left side and be left with a difficult approach.
Sidearm up shot for Bjerkaas.
Actually pretty open. I was surprised to see how open it was from there.
She got lucky with that window there and puts her disc in a perfect spot for the par.
I didn't really have anything, so I see the pink flags. I know that's 33 feet, just trying to get it a little closer than that and get myself a chance.
And Kristin knows she has a 3-stroke lead here. It's a little more stress-free to make that bid and make it safe. I'm not even actually sure it's like she was jump putting to a safe
I think
spot.
she was honestly laying up there.
right at the circle's edge.
All right, Katrina, this is a great birdie to get. And now she's just carded 2 in a row. Let's give it to her.
Look at this
SloMez.
SloMez. Boom.
Just over the cage, into the basket. Beautiful 2 on this signature hole here at L'Oriella.
Getting a 2 here feels really good. It's such a crazy hole. It's got a lot of strange attitude. Nice putt for the par. It's so important. You're not willing to give up any strokes with bogeys, and it's like making those putts you can be applying a lot of pressure to yourself. So
yeah,
great
but
putt.
To make up strokes, I got to card some birdies. Look how many pars in a row that is for myself, 7 of them. Paige just came off a turkey and will be carding her first par in 4 holes. She's also making a run for a podium finish here.
Yep. And we are moving on to hole 15, par 3, 285 feet. You can't really see the pin unless you're moving around at the tee box, but slight right-hand turn to straight, and you just, I think you'd have the same amount of chances kind of closing your eyes as throwing with your eyes open. More recommended to throw with your eyes open. I'm just saying, these are really tough holes and they're tight, you guys. The lines are so narrow. Throwing something with a little bit of flip-up action is required here.
Yeah, this is Katrina's PA1. That branch actually kind of ticked it up to a little bit more of an Anheuser angle, and it made it fly perfectly under the basket. Amazing. Already a good shot, but now she's got to tap in.
And getting a little kick as well that wasn't terrible for the redirect.
Paige is going to be a little bit outside of circle 2, right on the center of the fairway, though. Kristin's going for her claymore here. Just a little bit late on the release. She's going to kick an early tree and find the left side of the fairway.
And looking for more turn off of that shot, but actually it was just kind of stayed dead straight. That's a newer deputy, I think, in your bag, but at any rate, not getting the turn and getting a kind of a crappy kick there.
Kristin, great approach onto the green. She's not trying to card any bogeys. That was huge and gives her a very good look at a chance to save par.
This looks hairy in here.
Yeah, going for a little skip shot, but I just hit the tree, the last tree I needed to miss, and I'm going to be outside the circle trying to save par here.
And from a step out patent pending, Paige is underneath the basket. For a big par here, Paige Pierce.
I need to hit this one to stay within 3.
Just high left. I mean, it wasn't far off. Another inch to the right, I have to think that was going to go in. And a par there for Kristin. A major up and down at this point on hole 15. She's got a 3-stroke lead, and she's maintaining that score.
Love getting outside and challenging yourself to become better? How about spending time with family and friends, or just marveling at the pure joy of flight? Then you've come to the right place at the right time. Join the PDGA.
All right, shout out to the PDGA for the coverage for this major championship. We couldn't do it without them.
That's absolutely correct. Hole 16, par 3, 298 feet, mostly all uphill. This is a tough one. Again, if you're moving around at the tee box, you can see the basket. Otherwise, it's pretty out of view just due to all of the trees, and the narrow gaps are real. I'm thinking this one's only 10 feet wide again, where your disc must be going straight and kind of have some turn on it. Kat put a good amount of turn on that, but maybe just a little too much. Finds the right side trees, and it kicks her drastically left into a thickly wooded area.
Paige up next. She's grabbing her judge, looking for a little bit straighter of a flight.
And gets it. Just comes over flat on that disc and straight up the way. She's so good at that.
Kristin now with her St. Pro. This is her preferred style of throw, so this hole suits her game well.
Yep, and just at Circle 2's edge there, it looks like, or just inside of the Circle 2. And Paige, what are you throwing here?
This is my hybrid convict. I'm looking for a hyzer flip to flat and start turning. It doesn't turn quite as much as I wanted, but it's going to find that backdoor gap, and I'm going to be just outside the circle on the left side.
With a look at the basket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Catrina now having to go straddle out with the sidearm.
And here's the line she was looking for, but just gets a little bit of tree kick at the end, keeping her at the circle's edge.
Paige here, in between a putt and a throw. I think this is her best shot in her bag, is those little approaches. She always gets herself so close, and it just looks effortless. Kristin now for a birdie opportunity.
And looks to me like she was giving that a more of a safe layup bid. Paige is 58 feet from the basket. And here we go. Oh, just the top rim was such a good attempt. You know, you had definitely enough spin on that disc to get there and just missed high, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that would have been to get another stroke, or not another, but my first stroke on Kristin in a while.
Back, yeah.
And, would have put me 3 back with 2 to play. Missing that was pretty crucial. And Kristin, it's going to take a lot to beat Kristin at this point with only 2 holes left. We do have Hokum and Rebecca coming up, but I don't see anybody catching Kristin right now unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, 2 holes to go. She's feeling pretty strong and comfortable carding that par. And Paige right there, as we see, for the tap-in par as well. Wow. I mean, think about the emotions Kristin's feeling, and Paige, you are feeling. Everybody on the cards has a different fight and battle. Entering hole 17, it's a par 4, 490 feet. Can't see the basket, but it's not because of trees. It's because it's up and then down a hill. A lot of elevation change. Essentially, the basket's just a little bit lower than the tee pad, but as I said, you have an uphill first. So players, it's really important to place yourself in a spot where you can see the basket for your upshot. A lot of blind upshots here. Oh man, just a little nose down, an extra turn angle on that, leaving Paige shorter than what she wants to be.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a long shot from there still, and like you said, blind. I like the use of these open fields out here at L'Oriella Park. I mean, It's wide open, but it's still so difficult, and unlike holes that we normally play.
I couldn't agree more, because wide open.
Kristin.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was such a good distance
What
shot.
a
And she's at
sweet
the
shot.
top of the hill, too, so she can see her for her second shot. Paige, huge distance here. Big boom. You can hear the crowd just loving it. Look at that. We have not seen an air shot go that far yet in this whole entire weekend. It was a great distance, Paige.
Catrina now with that F7. I am assuming this is going to be a roller.
Yes.
Out wide to the right on a severe hyzer angle because this disc flips late. Just shows you how well she knows her discs, even on the ground.
And to take that roller angle through the trees, upright that far off the tee box, that was an incredibly impressive shot.
Paige
Blind
now having to
upshot.
rip it.
Yeah. Full power. She picks her line to hit, and, she gives it a really good try there. And she's about 20, 30 feet outside of the circle.
Pin high. Plenty of distance. Kristin now standstill sidearm with her harp. Oh, she's throwing her pure, actually.
She can do some
All right.
magical things with that pure.
That takes some touch.
Major. Pures. Wow.
Major.
Wow.
Good pun. She's 1 hole and 1 putt away from her first major.
Dang.
This is, imagine what's going through her brain right now.
That was a really good 2 attempt there, Paige.
Thank you. I had to run that one.
I have to say that, yeah, because you have to run it. And that was pretty far away from the basket and was pretty close to going in.
Yeah, I checked the scores right before that to see if I had enough breathing room. Hokum and Rebecca are at 9 under par and 8 under par respectively. So I thought that I had enough breathing room to run that. Catrina now looking to hit this, but just a little bit too high. She's going to card the par here and stay at 8 under.
And for all of our viewers, I hope that you're listening to the pro tips. Great birdie to cash in there. But Paige, thanks for sharing. I'm looking at the U-disc. I know what kind of room I have. That is the top level of a competitor in our sport. Knowing where the pressures are and playing smart golf while still giving it your best run at everything you can for the glory. Bjerkaas carding the par there. And Kat also carding the par, a little disappointed after such a beautiful roller. We're moving on to the final hole of the United States Women's Disc Golf Championships. 18. It's a par 4. 575 feet. Can't see the basket at all. You're going down and then majorly up a hill. I believe the basket sits just a couple feet above the tee pad in an elevation, but you would never know that. It's hidden behind that guardian tree inside of the circle. Max distance to get to the top of the hill is required for the stress-free upshot.
And there is OB on this one, so something still could happen if Kristin goes OB, but not a chance. This is just a gorgeous drive to the top of the hill. She's going to be looking down at the basket, wide open. She's taking her victory lap.
Boom. Paige is trying to give it everything she can. That disc, I know that defender quite well. It's what I like to call a brick. It's so overstable.
It is. I figured the only thing I can do is try to get a 2 on this. Maybe she throws her next shot OB and, I had to try, but it wasn't quite understable enough for me.
Bjerkaas with a beautiful distance drive there. She's at the top of the hill.
Catrina with this D2 that she rips on. Nice and turned.
Ooh, a little air bounce there. And that's
a little bit lower than she wanted. She wanted that flex back, but she's way up there.
Great distance still. Yeah, it's just incredible what these ladies can do with their plastic.
Paige with her verdict here into the green. Good skip. Still had lots of power when it got to the ground, and she's going to be just past the basket.
Inside of the circle.
And there's Hope Brown in the background. She actually took second place in the amateur division. She was one shot away from winning, and I believe she's 16 years old.
Yeah, which is incredible to see these up-and-comers, getting younger and younger. Maybe her last upshot here of the U.S. Women's Major.
Oh, my gosh.
I would think so. That was great.
And what a way to finish it with a 12-foot putt for another birdie to finish out potentially at 17 under par for the tournament.
And getting a little bit of the tree action there, but still finding yourself inside of the circle. And Kat just leaving it a little bit short, but she wants to finish her tournament, so she made a good hustle out of it and cards the par to finish.
And you can hear the gallery clapping. We had such a big gallery. It was super exciting to see how many people were out here supporting women's disc golf.
Yeah,
Paige
birdie.
Getting a big birdie in front of the crowd.
Fun way to finish. That always feels good.
She's going to jump up to 9 under. She will end up beating Catrina.
Nice finish, Paige. There's a birdie. And as we see Kristin walking over to her final putt, my stomach just has that kind of good nerves. Oh, yeah. First
all right,
major
SloMez,
So
Kristin
happy.
Tattar pure into the basket for her first major.
Yeah, Kristin.
And this is,
19 U.S. Women's Champion Kristin Tattar.
yeah, this is actually her first big win ever. And her first big win is a major.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
During her award ceremony speech, she talks about that. She hasn't taken an NT or even a big A tier that really was to her standards to win like this. And there is her beloved silver. She also thanks him for the excellent caddying and support.
Kristin, what does it feel like, U.S. Women's Champion?
Feels great. It's overwhelming, to be honest. I've been waiting for a big win for a long time, and now I finally have it, and it feels great.
I believe that you now qualified for yourself to play USWDGC.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about it? Are you going to play?
If I got the spot, yes, I'm going to play.
You're the first to ever win the U.S. Championship. How does that feel?
It feels great, and I hope that I inspire more Europeans to come over here and not be scared of the Americans. And like, they're just human beings, and they play the same as we do. So I hope everybody will come out here and just try their best. I just want to thank all the Estonian fans. They're just great. They're messaging me all the time, and there's just so many of them. And they all helped to fund this trip as well. So thank you, everybody.
You want to tell them in Estonian?
Aitäh kõigile eestlastele, kes te mind olete siin teekonnal aidanud ja mind selle võiduni aidanud. Aitäh!
And there you have it. Just so beautiful. Well, we'll look at our reader board real quick. Paige finishing second underneath our winner, Kristin Tattar. 17 down to take the final win, 13 down for Paige at second place. And then in third place, Rebecca Cox and Sarah Hokum. Excuse me. Yeah, that's correct.
Sarah Hokum and Paige tying for fourth.
That's right.
It's pretty exciting to hear Kristin not only say that she's going to now play the USWDGC and represent Estonia, but also the shout out and the challenge to the European players to come on over.
Yeah.
Let's grow women's disc golf. Thank you to JomezPro for covering the women. Thank you to the Patreons for supporting this coverage, and to the PDGA. And you guys continue to subscribe to JomezPro for more videos. Thank you guys for watching.
I gotta say one more thank you to all of the female competitors for the great camaraderie. Look at those two beautiful smiling faces. This is why we play the sport of disc golf.